The border gate area almost feels like a tourist attraction as much as it is a security concern. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge or something. Limited access. I see stairs and I'm curious. Although this is a gate. They do lock this gate. Is this to a church? Oh yeah, okay. It's to a church. Maybe you get a good view from above. I wonder if they even bother locking. Well, if there are homeless people around, they hide really, really good. Walking by this Rocket Mail office, the door's wide open, and as soon as I walked by, I saw a head shoot up, and I was thinking, a customer, what do we do, what do we do? It's like, they might not see too many customers, but that's the business on the border. You'll have these mailing centers that seem to do pretty good. You see that on the Canadian border too. Although I gotta admit, there was no thriving shuttle services that I saw in the cities that I visited on the Canadian border, but that was on the very far west coast, right along the ocean, right on the coast. And I didn't see any shuttle services. All the Canadians had their own vehicles. Alright, how about this for a meal? All canned, pretty much. Boneless herring, saltless vegetables, so all the salt's coming from the fish. And then I got a lemon. I'm gonna toss the juice in there. On the first bite, this was pretty good, but I think it needs a bigger bite. Alright, it needs a bigger bite. The lemon gives it a sharpness. I need a bite, so I'm going to add 2 garlic. This is the first place I've seen them sell 45s. No 29 for you. Okay, there is, but it's only Schrader. There you go. This is the best idea I've seen. Just throw some cardboard on the outside. If anybody takes it, it's their loss. It's not a great loss. You know, that would work for the back too. I gotta say, there's definitely a difference in dialect between the Mexicans of the north and the Mexicans along closer to the border. There's more of a whine coming from those northern Mexicans. Like, why do you have to do it? Just a whine. But here, they're like, do it now. That's how it works. They're really more matter of fact in their dialect. God, I've been taken out by an itch. I gotta scratch it. I'm done. Looks like Mr. C's has got some words of wisdom for everybody. So this is a steakhouse just over here. Alright, so I climbed that hill, and it's kind of a shortcut, but it looks like there's a pretty big challenge ahead here. I don't know if I'm all that interested in pursuing. I know I should have taken the road suggested. I think I'll go back and do that. So many amazing ideas. I have to learn from others. it just surprises me how little I can make up ideas on my own for some real problems too. I mean, there's like problems that are affecting my quality of life, but I just can't figure out a solution until I see the right idea. I'm still kicking myself that I could have saved more money by taking more canned vegetables and possibly pears, green beans from the food bank. I know I turned down quite a lot of them over the past few years. It just takes me a while to come around to better ideas. It took me a while to get into the canned fish. It's taken me a while to get out of the high protein diet and start accepting vegetables again. It just takes pain. Most of the time it takes pain. I gotta suffer a health problem, and then I'm like desperate to change to try to overcome it. It's frustrating that my bicycle's become a showpiece again. Unable to ride. I'm not too confident I'll get 29 tires here, especially extra thick. Especially their Presta as well. That's less popular. There is another bicycle shop I'd take my chances with that's like on the way to Tombstone. It's, yeah, opens at 9. Tomorrow it'd be open right now, but I'll stay the night here. You know, I just realized being so close to the border here, I'd expect this Walmart to have a little more security, and they don't. It's a lot of Mexicans, but they're very law-abiding. They don't have that flashy thing in the parking lot. They don't have security driving up and down the parking lot lanes. They don't have security inside, armed security. You know, I know it's missing. Seems to be black people. I don't see any. It really gives me a strong... There's somebody waving a Mexican flag on the back of their truck. Really seems to be quite an element for private security increase. Alright, so I'm feeling a little depressed about my bicycle position right now. The nearest bicycle shops are over an hour away. I've had bad problems with trying to fix a flat myself. I could probably be successful with it. I kind of want somewhere to do it in peace. I have no idea where. I think it just to keep the hassle down, the best option is drive an hour. Should I get oil? Should I get an oil change? Maybe I'll get an oil change at that other Walmart then. It's like called Sierra Vista. It's an hour straight east of here. I don't think I'll stop. I'll drive through Patagonia. I should probably move kind of fast anyway. I might need gas before I go. So here I'm in Nogales at the Walmart lot. It's in the evening. All I did is waste time today. A little depressed about the bicycle tire being flat. If I had somewhere to like have privacy and exercise, that would make me feel better. But I'm sitting in the Walmart lots. That's a little depressing by itself. Once again, I go back to, what if I had two bicycles? This current bicycle, the tire goes flat. Well, you know, if I had two bicycles, I'd just hop on the other one until I got the tire fixed. Well, I'm not exactly in the business of recording cops, but when you sit in your car for hours and hours, you just have these situations that present themselves. When I match the suspect for the cops, I take a very different approach. I want to record it. I got a channel I can upload it to, but not everybody's got that mindset's got that channel. They don't want to deal with the issues of these these cops. They're not in it to like record anything. They just don't want to be bothered. And you know, that's a different mindset for me that, you know, I kind of don't understand. I'd want to take advantage of the opportunity. I've been doing it for a number of years. It's like I've developed, maybe it's a mental illness from the habit. Where's the people greeter? There's no people greeter here either. What's the deal with this? Isn't this something I would want for my car? What a surprise, another Chinese restaurant gone out of business. China Buffet. This one is in a huge building. They had big ambitions. But it doesn't look like many people will pass by this area. Anyway, maybe they were trying to capture a theater audience, or Home Depot. This business even bothered to put up a bicycle rack for a China buffet. That's a little crazy. This must have just went out of business. You can see they have their chairs and tables still up. They must have just gone out. Long hours, of course. 11 to 8. Those are some very long hours. Yeah, they still have their trinkets and knickknacks. So they just, it's fairly recently. They even have, well, chairs are pretty common. They have their napkins up. Pepper shakers. Whoops, did I just restart the camera? So that's China Buffet. Their delivery section is pretty odd. It doesn't look easy to access. They could have set that up easier to access. They even got lights going on in there. Maybe they were busted for selling javelina. What a weird noise. Their plumbing is still working. Fire alarm. This thing is still dripping. I think that's for a fire, maybe. This really seems like the saddest spot to set up a China buffet. Seems to me like they would have just failed by lack of business, which I think most of them do. Some will resort, I believe some will resort to insurance fraud. I know one got shut down in Rice Lake, Wisconsin, my hometown, for the alleged selling of using questionable meat like cats and dogs or something. I don't know how that happens. They take shipments from China and mixed up horse meat, mixed up the meat order accidentally somehow. Yeah, just walking around here, there's absolutely no sign of any saguaro. Another good flood and this sidewalk will be done for. Not like they care about it anyway. It looks fairly new, but they don't take care of it. Maybe because these floods have given them a different perspective on life. Alright, there's 2 bicycle shops on this road in Sierra Vista. I'm going to check this one, try to get some tubes. I guess I have to pay whatever they got. Available for 29 Presta tubes, probably 15 a pop. Try to get an extra one. Although I'd really like to establish a good brand for Walmart deliveries.
They're about $25 for one bracket.
Right, I paid $38 for some tubes. Thorn resistant, although My last one was thorn resistant. It says it's a removable valve core. I saw that in Walmart and I'm like, what are you talking about? So I got 2 of these 38. I hope they last a little bit longer. Okay, so this is a first. I've never seen a bicycle rack. Inside the library? Alright, so I feel ill to my stomach. I've been feeling it for the past half hour. But I'll also say that it's been off and on for the past week and a half, ever since I got to Tucson. It started in the gallbladder and the appendix, and then it gravitates to an ill feeling in my stomach ever since I entered Tucson. I can't blame environment. That's just, I know it's a factor, but I still debate it. Wow, this is a police impound lot. This is a public safety building, and they got a lot impounded. A whole semi-truck. I gotta say also, my skin is really sensitive to the sun. I think it's because it's just brighter and hotter. Yeah, I don't fully understand when cops are training. EMT is training, fire department is training. It looked like they were training next to this library. I recorded it a little on the Sony, but probably not. I'd lean towards less likely. It should be more obvious. Alright, they might charge money here. I'll see how much. I'll ask for the gift shop. The gift shop. There's really nothing on display outside.
What I like about the machines are all ergonomically. I mean, you got to be. Yeah. You simply have to be in the right position to use them.
Actually, it's a little bit more beneficial because you're not aiding the other side of the
Right,
body.
of course.
Did you need help with something?
I see that it's
I'm talking about.
it's closed then, right? So
Yeah.
even though you got it unlocked,
Well, yeah, it's.
but it's still what's going in there.
I'm not sure what the next exhibit's
I guess
gonna be.
something about being water-wise, the history of water.
Yeah, they just had one that was waterways.
Yeah, what's in there now that's being taken out?
The waterways one.
Waterways?
Yeah, it was.
What do you mean? This is water-wise, and
Yeah.
you're saying what's like
one-
A-Y-S? Ways?
Like AYS, yeah.
Waterways?
Yeah, and I don't think they probably took all the paperwork and stuff down for it because I think today or yesterday was the last day that it was up.
Yeah. And then they're keeping it a secret. What's going up next?
I have no idea.
Well, you just didn't ask. Is there anybody? Well, it doesn't matter. I don't need to find
If
out.
Nancy is here,
Okay.
I can go in and look and see.
Nah,
if she's
it's
here.
not that big of a deal. I suppose you're closed till for a while. All right, thanks. All right, so my tire went flat. I fill it up, and it refuses to go flat again. So it might have been a freak incident. Now I got two tubes in case. All right, I am feeling ill, but I still want to eat something. So I'm gonna have this again with the vegetables. So this 2 days in a row, pretty much the same thing. More garlic, but this illness in my stomach, I just don't know how to take care of it because a lot of the remedies they suggest are things I've been already eating. You come back to here and look at the bike section. Everything is in order. They don't have to put anything in glass cases. Crime is not an issue in this city. It's just, all you gotta do is come back to the Walmart bike section. They got their tubes, they got their locks. Everything's orderly.